There's a big misconception out there because people talk about fasting and being in a caloric deficit, and then they hear about these things called high cortisol and how cortisol can lead to abdominal fat. And it is true. If you are not doing the right things within your lifestyle, and then you are constantly drinking caffeine at the wrong times, or you're consuming way too much caffeine, and then you're starving and crash dieting for 48-hour fasts and all this other stuff, you could actually inadvertently, unfortunately, store belly fat. How do you tap into 1 to 2 pounds of fat loss a week to every other week? How do you do that? Well, you do it by consistency with nutrition, understanding the proper protein and fats to eat, very little carbs, very little sugar, things of this nature. It's super, how should I say, nuanced, but at the same time, it's equally as important, and nobody should ever downplay it. You inhibit lipoprotein lipase, the fat storage enzyme, and how do you stimulate hormone sensitive lipase, the fat burning enzyme? And these are two key things that both at the same time can happen in the presence of high cortisol. So I'll explain it to you. When you are in a fasted state and you actually have a good amount of properly working growth hormone that it plays a role in the stimulation of IGF-1, insulin-like growth factor 1, and how does that reduce the fat in your body? And the reality is that growth hormone actually, so this means that you're taking something like a growth hormone stimulating hormone or a growth hormone stimulating peptide, and under the guidance of someone who knows what they're actually doing and the proper dosing and doing the cycles the way you're supposed to. And remember, guys, we're not talking about illegal HGH when you're talking about growing a Barry Bonds size head. We're talking about your own body releasing just a signal to your own body to make enough growth hormone. When you're doing it the right way at the right times, you will stimulate hormone sensitive lipase to break down stored fat versus increasing lipoprotein lipase to increase fat. And the mechanisms of action, that's just one of the many ways during a mechanism of action in which calorie reduction and utilizing proper peptides will help you achieve your body physique goals versus crash dieting, doing a lot of intermittent fasting or time restricted feeding and not getting anywhere with it. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And until next time, it's Dr. Perlman.